MGTOW, the lengths a woman goes through to get her way. Today I was watching Dr. Phil. I have a good excuse for it, don't worry. See, I took a day off to work on my bathroom. I have been completely rebuilding it. So I woke up at 9 a.m. and I watched the news with a cup of coffee. When the news ended, Dr. Phil started. My coffee wasn't finished yet, so I watched the first 10 minutes of this program. That's a good excuse for watching it, right? Anyways, the subject was about child molestation. This fat lady accused her husband of molesting her children, and the husband denied it and said she was just being ridiculous. Long story short, the man never molested anyone. He took a polygraph, they did forensics, and they had a psychologist talk with the children. The man was as innocent as an angel. The woman went completely mad. She started shouting things like, "I haven't made this up, I haven't made this up. And it's my childhood, I haven't made this up." She went in a defense mode and started talking all about herself, until Dr. Phil stopped her. "Aren't you happy that your children aren't molested?" he asked. She fell silent for a moment and said, "Well, yeah. But I didn't made this up." This kinda struck me as odd. Here, this woman finds out that her children aren't molested at all. But she is more concerned about her own credibility. She is not happy, not relieved. She is actually worried that others might judge her as a dishonest person. In this episode, she completely destroyed the man's image. She said he was a creep, the biggest danger to her children, and a very, very scary individual. While this guy didn't look dangerous at all. He was just a plain random guy, as you would meet in everyday life, that got accused of this horrible deed. Well, Dr. Phil said a couple of things to her, about the seriousness of her accusation. And it was shocking, cause the woman went on protecting herself. Instead of admitting fault or apologizing to the father, she said that she was molested herself as a child. She said she was traumatized and it was not her fault that she accused this man. Dr. Phil pointed out to her that she had been lying. She had been telling inconsistent stories. She told the staff of the television show the one thing, and the police investigators another. And of course, she puts it all on the fact that she was molested when she was little, and she got all the sympathy of the crowd. The crowd, filled with female applause drones. That clap for everything that has a cunt. Never mind the fact that there is a guy sitting there, taking abuse and accusations of a fat lying whore. Let's all clap for the fat lying whore. She said, "I just have flashbacks about my own childhood, when I got molested. I just have flashbacks. And suddenly it came to me." This woman was so attention-starved, that she got her attention over the back of her husband. She was not worried for her children one single moment. She was just after the attention. That explained why she talked about herself the entire time. And how she was not to blame and how pathetic she was. She was actually getting a jolly out of the clapping mongoloids in the audience. Now I don't know if the woman was really molested as a kid or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if she made up that story as well. Stories about rape, addiction and bad childhood always do good with women. You can do whatever the fuck you like, and then say, "Well, I got raped 300 years ago." And then everything is fine and dandy again. And Dr. Phil is no idiot. He knows who watches his shows. So he was all like, "I understand. And you had a rough childhood." But you could see the truth in his eyes. Him thinking, You dirty lying pile of puke. Meanwhile, the husband just expressed his gratitude to Dr. Phil. "Thanks man," he said, "thanks for clearing my name." And it just goes to show how far a woman would go to get her share of attention. She don't mind destroying the life of her husband. She don't mind using her children as bullets. Just some projectiles she can use to get pity and attention. 'Cause instead of telling her that she was doing something incredibly evil and wrong, she got the sympathy of everyone there. Madness. And it just made me think about a story from my neighborhood. A girl, 16 years old, was not allowed to go to a school party. Her father didn't want it, so he told her to stay home. She responded by calling the cops and telling them that her father molested her. The police, of course, showed up immediately and took the father to the police station. And she could go to the school party. Her father was kept in jail for 2 weeks, and in the meantime, he lost his job. His job he had for 25 years. His wife left him, because she didn't trust him anymore. And even though, a month later, the daughter came out and told everybody that she made it up, the damage was done. They lived in a small village, and I don't know if you know how things go in a village. But once your name has been in the news in that way, nobody trusts you ever again. They will always wonder when you walk by, did he, or did he not, rape his daughter? It is crazy how far a woman is willing to go to get what she wants. And I dare you all, to find a story similar to this where a man is the culprit. You won't find it, because these dirty tactics are definitely women tactics. They have no pride whatsoever. They are willing to completely destroy a person, just to get what they want.